welcome to another episode. It's a new year and a new water. We're in beginning of March now of 2015 and haven't really got out much over the winter, so that's why there hasn't been any videos going up. Last time I was out for 24 hours was back in November. I've still got that video to upload actually. Got busy around Christmas time and family and all that. Before you know it, you're back to springtime. I managed to get out a few day sessions in February, but nothing really happens. The weather too cold and generally a bad choice of waters really. Now this year I'm on Hull Angling Club's waters. I was a member last year. I was on the day pass, and then this year I've got my night ticket through for the Bee Waters and Motorway Pond. So Motorway Pond is probably where I'm going to target this year, and I'll be doing most of my fishing on there from late April once it starts warming up and the fish get feeding. It's so good going on there now. It'd be too hard. It's hard in the first place. It's not going to be an easy water. There's that much of it split up into different sections. That's it's going to be a minefield, I think. I went for a day session last year, and from any peg you're going to see about 3/4 of the water of the whole lake, so it's going to be hard to find them. It's definitely going to be hard to catch them, but they're in there. There's some nice fish in there still. A lot of the big ones have died now, but there's still a few in top and 30 mark, loads of 20s. Today I'm on Brandsburton, ponds 3 and 4. Basically they're both the same lake. I think once upon a time obviously we were separate lakes, that's why it was 3 and 4. But there's quite a few fish in here. They go to about mid-20s. There's quite a few 20s in here. So my personal best is only 21. So there's a good chance of getting a new PB out of here. And this is one of their easier waters, even though it's still quite challenging. I was having a word with the bailiff earlier on, who said that they don't really top much in here. You don't really see many fish shown. You just got to go off instinct. So what I've done is I've gone for this little split in the channel just around here where I am on my right. I'll show you it in a bit. And reeds that go through there. Now the wind's pushing down the left hand side of the lake. There's a guy tucked in the corner fishing on a day session, and he hasn't had any. It said that there was some down at the weekend who had one off the bar that's 10 foot deep in the middle of the lake, surrounded by 16 foot of water, but most of them are getting them from the top of the bar rather than the bottom of the bar, so it shows that the fish are on the move now. At least they're starting to move into the upper layers, wanting to get this sun on their backs. So temperature wise though, it's been all over the place the past couple of weeks. We've had warmish 10 degree weather and on a night freezing cold. The other day we had a bit of sleet and snow. It's been really mixed. Today's about 10 degrees, the sun's been out all day. Wind's pretty cold though, so that's why I didn't really want to go on the end of the wind. But I didn't want to go on the back of it either, so I wanted to be in the middle. If I know they've been in this part of the lake and caught the weekend, I want to be in this area as such. If any is moving through this channel, I've got to be right in the middle. They can't make their way past it without getting picked up, hopefully. Like I said, I don't really know much about the water. I know there's, like, from talking to the bailiff, there's a gravel bar that runs down the middle. Little plateaus here, it's all bumpy, the bottom's everywhere basically. So what I'm going to have to do is get the marker rod out. But I don't like doing that at the beginning of the session. If I'm only down for 24 hours, I just want to get the rods out and fish. And what I do is, before I go home, then I'll get the marker rod out. I'll have a little plumb around so I haven't disturbed the swim while I've been fishing. And then I can mark down any features I find in a little notepad I keep. That way I'm not disturbing the fish by letting around with a marker for carp scarers. I will do it from here for 2 or 3 nights, but 24 hours it's not long enough. If you scare them and they're gone, they're not coming back. talk you through the rig I'm using today. It's pretty much the same as I've showed you before. Few little tweaks. It's this flexible braid, JK Angling's own flexible blade. There's no coating on it whatsoever, so it's nice and soft. Followed on by that is one of the JK Angling's liner liners. I mean, they're miles better than using shrink tubing. For the fact that they're so easy to take off if you want to reuse them, or it just saves you steaming all the time, and does exactly the same job as the shrink tubing. Yep. On the shank of the hook, I put a little bit of silicone rig tubing. You probably won't be able to see that on the camera. That just helps the bait kick at a nice angle, so it's just on the curve of the hook. I'm going to use like a Y-gate pattern, and this is basically my Snowman rig. It's as simple as that, really. I'll put a few little bits of putty along the line just to sink it down on the braid. I don't use swivels. All I do is a figure of 8 knot. Look at them on the internet, they're simple. Just in the end like that, so it's easy enough to tie on. Quick link swivel, on it goes. Saves you using loads of swivels when you're making up your rigs. When it comes to the baits, it depends what I want to use. Here I've just got a 18mm bottom bait with a 12mm pop up, and it slides on like that. Now that will sit. It's important that the length of the hair isn't too long, because basically what I wanted to do is camouflage the hook, so it basically sits on top of the hook. So imagine the hook's sinking. You want it to be pretty slow sinking, so when it's sinking, rather than sinking straight down on the bottom, I like it to be pretty slow, so it'll just drift down to the bottom. The hook will land on the bottom, sitting like that, and then the boilie will just be sitting on top of that hook, so sort of masking the hook, so the carp can't see it as well. Gets sucked in, hook does its job, turns over the mouth, catches hold. I'll fish it with a little PVA bag. Just nip it on. I don't thread it on, I just nip it through, especially when fishing pellets, so it doesn't blunt the hook. And I've just started, past couple of months, trying to sharpen the hooks. That's why that's on there, just to keep it sharp, because that's ultra sharp, that end there. Good morning. Again, nothing much happened last night. No carp at least. I had a bream at 4 o'clock this morning. Nice wake up call, going on the hook that. At least none of the rigs are working though, because with bream being really finicky feeders, then at least it shows that the willing to pick up my rigs. So rig wise, spot on, but carp wise, I haven't seen anything at all this morning. The wind's changed direction now, blowing up the other end of the lake, so I thought that might push them up through the gap where I've got one of my baits, but it depends if they were here in the first place. There was a few guys down for the night over the other side. They never had anything, but I really need to work on finding that bar. So before I go home, I'm going to have a look around up the top end, see if I can find that bar, so at least I know where it is for next time I come down, and can try fishing on top of that bar. So nothing really else I can think of at the moment. It's just, but probably the temperatures won't help. The carp won't be moving around a lot still. You've got to be on them at this time of the year. You can't expect them to be roaming about the lake looking for food when the water temperature probably isn't any higher than 6 degrees. So there's nothing much you could do. It'll probably take a while for this lake to warm up as well, with it being down to 16 to 20 foot in places as well, and It's around about 8 acres, so there's quite a lot of water. The lake next door, which I quite fancy having a go on, is number 2. It's 33 foot deep in place. It's only 3 acres, but still, it doesn't matter when it's that deep. There's loads of water for the carp to hide in, and it's going to take quite a while for it to warm up, at least the midsummer time before it's warm. But it's probably be a good stalking venue. To try and stalk some out in the summer, because the margins are apparently quite good in there, so I'm going to give that a go as well. Bait wise, sticking to the JK angling, chocolate nut. Try a few different pop-ups. I'm trying a lot more singles this time of the year, rather than fishing any bait, just fishing singles. At least I can just cast. I'll keep recasting until you try and find them. Coots are a nightmare. Put a tiny bit of bait in on the right on rod, and I think they managed to eat it all before anything else could get it. So I'll have to start baiting them when it's dark, probably. At least then I know that the carp are getting some of the bait. But yeah, looks like it's going to be quite a hard start to the year. But at the weekend the temperatures have got to go up to mid-teens, so that may help for next week. But it depends what next week's like. If it's back down again, then it's no further forward, so we'll start to see what it's like. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Plenty of useful tips along the way this year. So, thank you. See you later.